Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we're back with Hedda's Code. It was mostly just setup so far. We just learning the layout of the whole setup, and right now we're heading up, I guess, to stopping at one station, heading up to, I guess, either escape room or like an active search section, or Lily me and the rest of the cast. One or the other. Let's see. Hey, come up too. Are you gonna explain about the door that just suddenly shut behind us, or no? I'm assuming we need a code to get ourselves back out. Yeah, coming. We didn't have a time limit. I couldn't stay down here and be left behind. We gotta rush through these rapid fire fast. Once again, the thought that I didn't want to appear useless came over me. I don't want to be useless to leave behind, no! That's right. I had to join her in the search of this place. I had to. With only one way forward, I took the stairs confidently. I fell down. Arriving at the top, I saw what she'd meant much earlier. Yeah, very much so, in infirmary. Remember the station as being a completely different station. Inside, it was actually an infirmary. Infirmary? Infirmary. They don't sound the same at all. Definitely don't know. No. I was a little surprised by that. Perhaps I hadn't believed what the announcer told us before. Apparently not, based on your reaction here. Oh, there you are. The room has a lot of weird stuff, like medicine. It's not weird, Jay. You haven't been in an infirmary before, have you? I don't think so, no. I already searched those drawers over there. Remember that I need to wash my hands. Oh boy, from the overhead thing. Taking stuff in the train, I really need a good rinse. There was a sink next to the counter, so I made a beeline for it. You know, that makes sense. I should have cleaned my hands too. You didn't? That's definitely a sin in one of our existing religions, I'm sure. Okay. Hey, hold up, I was gonna do so, now that you mentioned me of it. Definitely was going to do it, definitely. I'm not a heathen or anything. Heathen! You better repent, that's right. I just meant to tease her, but I didn't know if she took it that way. Not too far, there was some sort of bed, and she's blushing again, you idiot. It looks so comfortable. Get up, you. Hey, you don't mind if I take a nap, right? You just woke up. It'll be quick, just a few minutes. Not really. I'll go search elsewhere in this place for a while then, and come back here later. I'll holler if something's wrong. Like, if some slime monster crawls out of the sink now that I woke it up by running the faucet. Oh boy, the slime, the blob is coming on. Oh, that's just ridiculous now. Nothing's ridiculous in this particular minute, don't worry about it, Jay. And yet, she moved away. Did I finally get back at her? I didn't know. And you will never know, cause she's gone now. Okay. But one thing I knew, this bed was going to give me a good nap. Since no one kills us to sleep. Maybe that's why I didn't sleep on couches too. No matter how comfortable they were, when I woke up I always felt like shit. This rest was just what I needed. Now lying in the bed, I closed my eyes and drifted off to a sweet and bitter slumber. Oh, not again, Mr. Sheep. But the more I tried to sleep, the more I couldn't. This bed was remarkably uncomfortable. Okay. I didn't notice it until I was on it, but it was kind of hard, like I've been seeing countless used in hard time. It's probably used for short examinations. Go figure. We're in an infirmary, not a luxurious hotel suite. So it's not like a school infirmary with the beds? Oh. I rose back up while grumbling some profanities. All in all, that entire process had taken a few minutes. Dang, you got your rest just like you asked for. There you go, Simon, you did it. Have fun. I wonder what Jasmine was doing now. But since she wasn't around, I didn't feel the need to call for her yet. Wait, maybe if I searched around, that might be helpful. Yeah, this was a fairly spacious room after all. Jasmine wouldn't have to do everything by herself. Yeah, let's go help her do that. If we find peroxide, we know exactly what to do when something comes up later. We know exactly what to do. And then she'd be grateful. It'll be a successful date. You're taking that seriously. That's probably just wishful thinking. You are definitely taking that part way too seriously. I didn't think I could ever get to her level. Slapping my cheeks with both hands, I woke myself up. Alright, Simon. Now's the time. It's time to search the shit out of this place, and then call for her when I found something cool. Ooh, crack the code. Map? I want to look around this place more. Where's the exit? That's the achievement there. I'm assuming this is a place like the overhead thing. I'm not used to this place entirely. So right here, this is just the infirmary outside. Wait, there's an arrow. What does that do? Okay, it just leaves. Okay. So this is one side. I'm assuming the other side is also mirrored. And if we go up there, that leads to another part of those two posts, toiletries, then a whole giant area. Okay, she's somewhere in this area than the large scale area, so let's look around here for the time being. 3 shelves are mounted above the surface of the counter. It kind of looks like a razor or a glasses holder. A bunch of glasses, medicine bottles. I didn't know if anything on them would be useful. There were some glasses, a radio for some reason. Oh, it's a radio. Pill bottles, a box. Nothing I could really combine or use anyway. This escape room sucked. You know, if you weren't timed, I still felt as though I wasted some time with this side. Also, it made me wonder about the purpose to all this. If this was called the dating game, why would they put us in a room that encouraged us to split up? Wouldn't the idea be that we'd cooperate by doing something together? I guess. I shook my head. Back to the search. I'm also like, that's actually an interesting thing to think about. Like, we just woke up like literally after all, like, I guess everyone like knows what's happening. That's all said and done. So, sort of severe disadvantage as well. So, yay. We gotta catch up to make sure no one kills us or our dear friends. The fan was turned off, making this room a little hotter than it should have been. I could have thought up something cheesy like, it's hotter because Jasmine is here, but I didn't. Wait. Damn. I thought it up in the end since I had to think it to point out I didn't. Wait, what? I thought it in the end since I had to think it to point out I didn't. What? Okay. I understand that point. Or maybe I'm too innocent when I'm really not. Even if I could take off the grating of those blades, which I couldn't, I wouldn't fit in there. Neither would Jasmine, most likely, as a result of all the cake she loved to eat so much. Don't diss the cake dessert lifestyle. Someday I need to tell her to lay off eating more since it just made her butt bigger. I figure some people might think that's a good thing, but her health's on the line here. What's the diagram supposed to be? It's like a brain, the eye, crossed out words. This poster was made of crude drawings depicting weird things with the eye and the brain. Wait, you don't want to see the all-seeing eye? Wait, oh yeah. There's also a poster in the bar of the birth me code as well. I wonder if that has anything to do with here. It's written in a language I didn't understand. And don't question why I remember that poster and basically nothing else. It was written in a language I didn't understand. Or maybe it was just too complicated for me. The very complicated thing of squiggles. Whoever drew this had no artistic talents whatsoever. Yes. Well, you can see the tear duct. Yeah, It was just a sink with cleaning supplies underneath it. Nothing worth noting. Well, there's still nothing to look at. It's a blob in the drain again. It was still just a sink. Well, is it gonna sink into you just yet? It even worked correctly. Both faucets made water flow. But it was still a sink and nothing else. I don't believe you. It was so shiny, though. So shiny, I could see my face reflected in the sink. This is a marvelous sink. Oh boy, we're going deeper and deeper and going crazy. I was lost in my own image. Time passed and I didn't feel it. All I could see was the sink. All there was in this world was the sink. Praise be to the sink, the all-glorious sink. Bow in admiration. Feed it the offerings. Feed it the offering. Wait, what the hell? For a moment, I felt like my existence was slipping away. One of God's commandments was to not worship false deities. In that moment, I decided to take that advice and get back to the search. But the sink, it calls, it beckons you. This bed was a bad bed. That was really all I had to say about it. There's like a handlebar. This handrail had some screws. I wondered if I could somehow take them off. Maybe there's a screwdriver in the thing? This cupboard was locked. No, wait. Only one of the doors was locked. The other opened after I messed with it a little bit. So I'm guessing that side of the cabinet is locked then. Inside was just a coin. Nothing big. The coin itself was a little bigger than a $2 coin. On it was a large engraved 8. Was it worth $8? No way. Coins are worth up to 2, not 8. Still, it seemed useful for something or another, so I pocketed it. I'm missing over so many different things because this game takes place in Canada. I'm in the US of A. I don't know anything about Canadian currency as well. It's gonna be great. I wondered why this was called a cupboard. Was it because people first put cups inside of them? Obviously, and a cabinet is where you put all your cabs in. Like, it's gonna break it if you put that many taxi cabs in it, but you know, it's all for the greater good. I mean, where else do you put your cabs? In a, I don't know, maybe put nets in a cabinet. But that's not a board, that's a box. Wouldn't it be better to call them cup boxes? No, they're cup rectangles. Thank you very much, Simon. The surface of the counter was so shiny, I could see my reflection in it. The almighty counter. This has been cleaned with utmost precision. Too bad there was nothing else of interest there. I guess we take the handrail off for whatever reason. Aha! The 8 coin I found earlier unscrewed the screws, preventing me from getting the screwed out of whatever it hid. Inside one of the ends was a small USB stick. Okay. It was probably safe to call Jasmine over since I'd found something important. I could also take a look around the room some more if I really wanted. Okay, there's nothing around here, so... Hey, JJ! I found a USB stick! Hey, Jay. How far then searcheth? Okay. You say you don't like jokes, but you're making like some quality tier ones right now. I heard some rustling from a nearby area. Soon enough, Jasmine wandered back into this section, clutching in her hand a key. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Hold in mind grass an object of value with which thine heart I may unlock so. Okay, you certainly remember the lines of the Shakespeare play. Hey, whoa, you're Jasmine, not Juliet, and you just said Jasmine in its name completely. With her fist pushed onto her hips, looking annoyed, she stared at me like I just ruined a joke. Remember what I said about the nicknames? Yeah, you goddamn idiot. Oh shit, she was right. Okay. You're J, not J. Get it? Because they begin with the same way. Okay, we get Mark on here. Jesus fucking Christ. And you're not Romeo at all either. I bet he have swept me right off my feet. I cleared my throat while she moved again, this time looking for something on one of the cupboard doors. Oh boy. Perhaps I could have swept her off her feet with a broom, only in the metaphorical sense. Looking for something? I guess I just finished looking around this place. Yeah, a lock. Oh, for that cabinet? I think I found it. There we go. And she inserted the key into it and turned it, then opened the cabinet door and stuck her hand inside, then grabbed what was inside, took it out, closed the door, put the key back in, locked it, then tossed the key down the sink drain until we never lost it again. And look at that. We're gonna be trying forever because that key was important for the rest of the room. How could you? Okay. Turning it, she opened the cupboard, taking out a strange tablet. She looked behind it. There's something there. I could probably get it by breaking this thing in half, but might need it later. Something there? Oh, it's got touchscreen. I wonder if... Can it turn on? I touched it, but didn't light up. Needs a battery, maybe? Jasmine and I examined the side, and I figured it needed the USB stick I found on the wall. After plugging it in, I tried my earlier maneuver again. The screen lit up at this contact, surprising Jasmine. Oh yeah, it's opening, but the slot in the back didn't, though. Only the electronics are booting up. Damn. A pretty lady such as thou shouldn't utter these vile vociferations. Okay, you're turning to Gula, I swear, stop. You know, adding th to the end of a word doesn't automatically make it correct in Old English. What are you talking about? Of course it is. What are you talking about? Thou is protest too much. Just spit flying everywhere. Gugguth! Sheath completely degardeth the wrath of what I said. God. Thutherin' Thuggatath! Keep your eyes on the prize, S. Keep your eyes on the prize. I couldn't see what she was staring at since she had the screen of the tablet aimed at herself. From what I thought I could see of her expression, she was very puzzled. What is it? It's kind of like a puzzle, I guess. Ooh. I can't make heads or tails of it. There are 3 numbers. 2 of them aren't set, and the middle one is static. The middle is the number 9. Both numbers in the sides have an arrow pointing towards it. I can change the numbers on the sides, but not the middle one. I thought I had to make the number 9 by combining 2 different numbers, but that's wrong. Do you think we absolutely have to do it? We probably have to. Sigh. The rooms has these silly puzzles sometimes. What's inside the tablet will probably help us. Wait, did you call these puzzles silly? Are all escape room puzzles silly? Yeah, probably, yeah. And I remember going to a hospital one, well, I guess that wasn't really, like, silly. Once I count that on my way to sort through so many different keys of a key ring, a whole plaque of them on the wall, and, like, fit them into a right chest to unlock it. Don't know if that's silly or not. Maybe we'll even get the code for the keypads leading back out. She tried again and again, but she only got frustrated with it. Have a shot at it if you want. Okay, bye. She set the tablet on the counter and stormed off. Maybe deep inside she had the same worry as me about looking useless. Oh, I see what it is now. I plugged the tablet and looked at it. 5, 4. There were 3 numbers which reminded me of an analog log. Other than that, there was another detail that was weird. Blue, red, purple. The leftmost button was purple. The leftmost number was blue, the rightmost number was red, and the middle, which is kind of weird. The upper, middle, bottom, and lower right lines were purple. The others were blue and red too. She totally didn't mention that. Maybe she thought it wasn't important. I could tell the middle number was 9 though, obviously. Though I tried the same thing she did, no dice. Can't change? The colors are important then. So the blue and the red add up to a whole to the... Well, 5 plus 4 does equal 9, so... So, what other certificates does it have? Oh! The areas were purple because it was blue laid over red. Oh, is this literally just going over the puzzles in the original game and just, like, mapping over them? Blue laid over red. So that meant... numbers I had to enter were 5 and 3 for blue and red, respectively. For blue... Wait, the areas are purple because it was laid over red. 5 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see it now. Bingo. It worked. Hey, Jay, come back. Look, it's working. It's opening. She came back just as I opened the back slot. Inside was a piece of paper with a bunch of incomprehensible scribbles. Oh, that's exactly what I need. Something stumped me over there, too. Give me that. Yoink! Without waiting for any sort of objections, she snatched it from me. You know, I was looking at this paper. How could you? I set the tablet aside now that it had apparently done what it was meant to do. I'll be right back. I think we're almost out of here. I patiently waited. After I took a seat and several moments passed, Jasmine came back, wearing a bright and brimming smile. Yep, the whole thing is open now. The whole thing? I unlocked all the doors. I also found something else. A gun! No. Some kind of remote with no purpose here. Like a TV remote, or? It's the kind of thing I think we should share with the others, so I'll show you the lounge. Alright, if you say so. I saw towards the set of doors, but Jasmine stopped me with a hand around my wrist. Oh yeah, another thing, just came to mind right now. There was a few dialogue options in the subway, which I didn't see. Which, I'm guessing in another, like, look through, like, we go with another playthrough of the game, I guess, will be made apparent. Wait, before we leave, I have to show you something. I would wait until your amnesia is gone, but it's kind of really important, so I can't leave it up to chance. Okay. She looked fairly worried. I had no choice, but my curiosity was piqued anyway. More explanation? Oh yeah, this was on the map too. She led me to a room that had previously been locked off. It was somewhat featureless, except for the clear indicators that this was one-way deal. Can we move over here on the map, or no? Or perhaps it was just supposed to tell us to stop. I was about to walk in when Jasmine shook her head, keeping a tight hold on my arm. See these scanners? Those large X's? Apparently, they checked if they had the 9th person with us. Oh, so like, is this room only on this station, or on all the stations? That's who we're trying to find, by the way. We need to find the 9th person to leave. Otherwise... Jasmine dragged her finger across her neck in a motion that left little to the imagination. Oh, yay. Yeah, okay, I get you. But what now, then, if this isn't where we had to go? Now, we're going back to the lounge. See, we can't go to these stations with more than 2 people at once, but we can for the lounge. It's a bit like our base of operations. Wait, the lounge is like the bar area? Okay. More information. My head hurt again, as if it was trying to remember something. Seeing as she was walking again, I followed after her. I wonder if the puzzles in that are slowly just being showed here and skipped over, or are the same as the original game. I might go through the original game and see a bit of it, maybe. We went back down the stairs, but this time we on the other side of the station below. The reason was simple. We were going back, not forward. Oh my gosh, but don't you know, if we have to look forward. We gotta look forward. We gotta move forward our lives. We can't go back. But it took very little time and the train arrived. We boarded in silence, even though I could tell Jasmine looked at me from time to time, worried over my amnesia. This time, she didn't say a word, though. I guess Marco and Ray were together for another station. Just like she said, if all my memories came back at once, it would be pretty painful, especially if I'd built new ones. It was better to not force it. Even if they are important. Yeah. Just like before, the train drove through each station. Just like before, the train opened its doors at a station, waited a little, then closed them again to resume its movements. A never-ending cycle. The cycle repeated a few more times until we arrived all the way back to the lounge. As the announcer had said its name, I now knew this was a leisure, or lounge, station, which, according to Jasmine, replaced the one at the center between all colored lines. Or, most of them at least. Most. I still can't wrap my head around how this huge, sprawling, very popular station could be a lounge now. Did Smiley pull some strings so nobody would be allowed to use the metro at all during this day? Or maybe this is happening during the night, since every day, metro stopped running for a couple hours for maintenance. No, they still need to renovate this whole place. Time to go. That's something to think about. Jasmine's words took me out of my thoughts and I left the train alongside her. If we didn't leave now, it would drive off again. Dang. Here we go. I hope the others came back too. If not, well, we'll just figure out what we'll do then. And we'll have to lounge just for ourselves. Let's go. I wasn't sure if that was good or bad. I mean, of course it was good. Of course it was good! I mean, with my childhood friend. It was really great, even. But, it had been 4 years since I saw her. Oh. Being here with like this made me feel lightheaded. I feel a bit lightheaded myself for slightly different reasons. No, it's nothing bad. I just talk a lot. I need oxygen. Still lightheaded from it. Okay. Talk a lot too much. If it wasn't for this weird staircase, if it wasn't for the infirmary, if it wasn't for the lounge, yeah, if it wasn't for all of those weird things, it would just be us, walking together, taking the train, going to places and hanging out. This headache was growing worse and worse. I was probably on the cusp of remembering something about this situation. Here we are, back to the lounge. You don't know what you have till it's gone. Okay. I held my forehead with my hand. There was no hiding it from Jasmine. Okay. She came by with me with a big smile on her face. She meant to be reassuring, but I could tell she was a little worried too. Still, it was the thought that was important. No one here. At any rate, I'll go back downstairs to wait for them. Go ahead and have a real lie down this time, if you want. Okay, though, I was reading that in Simon's voice. If you want, there's no one's gonna bother you. They won't get through me. Once again, she flashed me a smile. Once again, I was putty in her hands. Oh, Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine. Oh, Juliet. Okay. I awkwardly rubbed the back of my head, embarrassed that I had to rely on other people so much. The most cowardly part about this was how I wanted her to stay here, too. Come on, stay with me. I don't want to be alone. But I couldn't bring myself to ask her, and I instead went with what she suggested. This is probably why I was still single. Okay. Always running away. Always uncertain about what I wanted to do. This job I had, these studies I went through, they were all because I wasn't sure. took up artistic studies because Jasmine went for them. I studied with her abroad because she decided to do it and I didn't want to let her go alone. I didn't want to let go of her. Now that kind of... yeah. When she finished and decided to start working, I moved back and studied more, frozen in my indecision. I couldn't go with the kind of job she was doing. I hadn't been convinced it was correct back then. And that caused me to let go of her completely, to move back to Montreal from Vancouver. Because I couldn't move forward. It cost me Jasmine 4 years ago. Of course, now I regret everything, and now, at least, she was right here. I could finally right the wrongs of my past. Well, okay then. I'll see you in a bit. Once all was said and done, she left the area and I was free to snore away on this great, big, old, uncomfortable couch. That's what I'd like to happen, at least. But the muffled sound I heard coming from the station wouldn't allow it. I fell off the couch I'd been sitting on and scrambled to my feet in panic. What was that noise? That was a gunshot. It was a little like, kind of reminded me of a gunshot. I had some thought for Jasmine. She was downstairs, right? Quickly, I went there, running down the stairs faster than I'd ever done. What the heck happened? I almost tripped in the way. I looked out the open doorway and a train was driving away. I only just caught a glimpse of someone inside it, but I couldn't tell who it was. All I saw was a flash of cyan. Where the person was, they had fired a shot. Was it a warning shot? Or something worse? Okay, Jasmine dead. I might swing with awful possible scenarios. I mentally cursed myself. No, I couldn't imagine the worst until I'd seen it. Until then, it wasn't the worst. Life has a way of robbing you of hope the moment you think you have it. No one's here. Once the train drove up, I could see something odd. Something that didn't belong. Out from the darkness of the little passage, I saw a pair of legs. Purple tights. Those were purple tights. Jasmine? No answer. At this point, I cared little for the letter nicknames. Jazz? Is that you? Someone was here. Still no answer. Oh god. At first I thought it would suck if Jasmine had been the one who fired the gun. But that meant maybe she could have been in the train. Maybe she would have been fine. Then again, maybe she was. Part of me thought perhaps she just knocked herself out by dodging the shot, or maybe she was playing dead until the gun wielder had been gone. I couldn't be sure until I took a closer look. Oh boy. I got my will to gather my courage for this. To look reality in the face. Jasmine? Answer me already. I shakily approached her, and then I knelt down in the dark area to stare down at her and see for myself how she was. She'd be okay, right? Just quickly, I stumbled backwards until my body hit the large screen. I fell over in my surprise, only to get back up, unable to believe it. That sight, that grim fucking sight was unmistakable. And I was confronted with the worst case scenario I imagined. She's dead. Jasmine, you're... She was dead. She was dead. Jasmine, the bright, vivacious girl I'd known since childhood, was dead. Both my hands on my face in shock at the moment. I couldn't scream. I tried, but nothing would come out. The realization was far harsher than I could have ever imagined. Jesus, who the... Someone had a gun, someone took the subway, someone went away. Cyan. So someone among the cast has something as cyan. Maybe they had clothes on to mask themselves, like a cyan cloak or something. I didn't want to face the truth anymore. A lie was better. I wanted to run away, but I was frozen there. I just couldn't move, even if deep inside, I wanted to run away from this reality. What I was seeing was real, right? Oh boy. Jasmine was dead. Jasmine was dead, and I wouldn't see her again. Jasmine was dead, and I wouldn't hear her speak again. To top it all off, her killer was in the loose. I kept repeating it in my head. I couldn't believe it. I finally moved, but it was all pointless. I balled my hands in a fist, then relaxed them. I was trembling, and I had no tears, no matter how much I tried to cry. I couldn't. I just couldn't shed a single one. I was in shock. unable to breathe. I was too horrified by the truth. Terrified by it, so terrified. A coward through and through. At that moment, I remembered she mentioned something about a remote, but there had been nothing like that in her when I checked her. So the killer searched her afterwards, and it immediately fled to the train. What's so important about the remote? Had been taken by the person who shot her square in the head? Was that the reason behind her murder? That stupid remote? I had no clue what was going on. Couldn't even fathom what happened. Perhaps, due to my amnesia, I've forgotten something important. I've forgotten who the culprit might have been. Oh god. Important clues. I need to remember them. Maybe things would be clearer when I got my memory back, and maybe Jasmine wouldn't be dead, and maybe this was just a nightmare, and maybe... It said, you don't know what you have till it's gone. I felt chilled up my spine, because that message had been aimed at me. No wonder the words had felt so ominous earlier, but if I remembered, maybe I could figure it out and make them pay. Would that bring her back? No, but... All of a sudden, as I continued to contemplate these words, an earthquake took place, shaking the room. I quickly lost my footing. Ah! What's happening? What the hell? So... I wish I catch myself as I fell and to roll over into the continued movement. I slammed into the wall and gave a small scream of pain. Perhaps, with all the shock in my head, that was what triggered my memory to come back. It all came back at once, leaving me breathless for several moments. All this began right here in the metro. Oh. My vision was filled with 4 colors. Orange, blue, green, yellow. Blue, orange, green, yellow. Did I just No, it was like orange, blue, green, yellow, yeah. There was also black, but black might really just be the absence of color. Or all colors at once. Yeah, let's not get technical here, okay? Some colors are missing, so it wasn't a rainbow. It's obviously the metro train line. Just staring blankly. My eyes followed the colored lines slowly. First the green, then I followed the blue, the yellow, and finally the orange one, the longest of them all. Or is it green? Can't tell if it was orange or green. That was the one I was on. All I could see were those 4 colors. That was because my eyes were fixated upon the poster in the train. Oh. Didn't know why I was looking at it. I've been spacing out. So this is what the train looked like before. And I see that right there. That person with the backpack facing away. I think I get it. Okay. They don't have a scarf though, so maybe. I definitely think that's a reference character to another game with 4-letter acronyms. It's spacing out. Now it's back to reality though. What was that weird dream just now? It was so strange. I was in the metro, and... No, I can remember already. It wasn't important then. I'm trying to remember why I've been looking at the map. Right, I was taking the train with Marco. He was here? I was looking at the map to the metro because I hadn't taken it this far ever before. I didn't want to miss her stop. I was going to fetch her at the airport, and... Oh... No, wait, I was coming back from there, as evidenced by the fact Jasmine was already here. She flew all the way from Vancouver, where she lived as a graphics designer. She and I had gone through school together up to college. We took the same course at the Artistic Institute of Vancouver, and then we went our own separate ways. Well, I came back home to study further by taking courses at the University of Montreal. She remained there. That meant she and I hadn't seen each other for years. As for Marco, he never met her, obviously. Not face-to-face, anyway. Probably through stories, though. Mentioned her a few times, which always made him crack some horrible, stupid joke. JJ. This is their first time talking together. At least, it was their first time sharing space together, because nobody out of the 3 of us was saying anything. Naturally, this was the metro, so most people were quiet. If we said anything, we'd be drowned out by that noise coming from the metro moving. The ominous overhead drone. Some people didn't care, though, such as a group of 5 teens close by. Strained my ear, I could almost make out what they were saying. But eavesdropping is bad, don't you know? Shooting a glance at them, I saw one of them had long pink hair and 2 pigtails. I looked back at Jasmine, who had the same hair color. Of course, those weren't natural. It was just dye. You could tell Jasmine's real hair color was brown since her eyebrows were that color, and she didn't dye those. I kind of liked her better with brown hair, personally. Colors again. My thoughts were back on the subject of colors. Maybe I just turned into a zombie from waiting in the metro this long. The announcer spoke the name of the station we were at, but it wasn't our stop. I dismissed it, pulling myself to the side a little to avoid a woman leaving the train. Right afterwards, 2 men entered and took her place. Both were businessmen who probably had a lot of success, judging by their very stern allure. When does it get weird? Meanwhile, it's just a normal pizza delivery man who works for Pizza Hewitt. I know it's also a student, but that wasn't quite true. Well, that had been the case before 3 p.m. today. Now I was entirely free from university. Oh, did you just graduate then? Assuming I passed my exams anyway. Oh yeah, okay, yay. Finally, I have my bachelor's degree, and I start getting real jobs in what I wanted to do instead of this service for ingrates. You ingrates! The idea did make me quite giddy, and it was the reason why Jasmine was here too. Tonight we were going to party because not only did I finish my exams, but so did Marco. It meant we potentially had a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in the same apartment. Yeah, granted, mine was in fine arts and his degree was in some science thing I never understood, and you will never if you don't survive to the end of this. I picked out some party games we could play at Nimbus, the multi-platform game store. Hopefully that would be a hit. The real hit was not having any more stress from dealing with exams, tests, and homework. I was now my own man, my own person. That thought was reassuring me, because I wasn't the strongest guy at heart. Could you believe it? 24 years old, and I still felt like an insecure teenager. Oh, aren't we all? Except for those who are not. I pressed my hand against my cheek, dragging it down a little while exhaling. Some girl further down the train looked at me strangely. She had no idea of what I truly felt. What? Okay. Once again, the train stopped. It did that every few minutes, depending on how far apart the stations were. Walking from one to the other would take ages, so this is great, but this place is always so damn cramped. That woman leaving earlier had some vacant space, but since she was replaced by 2 men, not much came from it. Normally I was sitting, and it was a lot more relaxed, but now I was on my own 2 feet. I was also holding onto the pole in the middle to keep my balance. I hated that. This thing was covered in germs. Oh, ever the germaphobe, aren't we? I need to wash my hands soon. These things got better not long ago when everyone finally realized it was a good idea to disinfect. Some people were even rocking the face mask still. It's been over a year since that stuff ended, though. So many topics are flying through my head. That's to say, if we're ever going to get out of this right now. Was I really no longer stressed out? I didn't know, to be honest. But luck at this stop had an elderly woman walking out of the train. I've been occupied before, and now... I'm just remembering every single small detail. I've been occupied before, and now it was vacant. Now I can finally sit down. Now I can take a rest. There we go. And back to the soothing drone again. As usual, some kind of psychological warfare was instantly triggered. Everyone would be going for that seat. Of course, those who needed it had a priority. Thankfully, I was the closest to the seat. So I took a quick glance to see if anybody who needed it was going to take it. The coast was seemingly clear. Businessmen were looking at their folders and exchanging hushed words. The group of the teens merely were on the other side, so them coming here was just a pipe dream. They wouldn't go for it. It's too far. A bunch of people didn't even notice, so they were out of the match as well. I noticed all of that very quickly. It was stupid how my attention processed all of those details so well in moments like these, but not during my exams. Oh boy. Oh, whatever. I just get, like, yeah, honestly, yes. Ultimately, sitting down was meaningless, I knew that. Yet I took the seat anyway, before anyone else could. Ah, yes, this comfortable plastic seat. All mine. All mine for the taking. Deep inside, I was triumphant. It was a hollow victory, but a victory nonetheless. You had to take them where you could to get them. Well, yeah. If I had some confetti poppers right now, this would be the time to start one up. Pew! I could tell I won something or another when Marco took a glance at me. As he apparently had been pining for the seat too. Better luck next time, buddy. It mine. Simon 1, Marco 0, and Marco's gonna get you back at some other point. Still, you're a ways away from home. I went to the battle I won didn't win me the war yet. When we got to each station very quickly, we had a number of them between now and then. I looked at the clock to ascertain the time, but since I left as soon as my exams had been over, it was 5 p.m., so 2 hours on this train. I couldn't believe it took 2 hours to head to the airport, pick up Jasmine, and come back with public transport. It might have been faster had I possessed my own car, but I was not lucky. I could barely afford my studies. Still, since we were a decent way off, I figured it wouldn't be bad if I took a small bit of rest. Nothing fancy, just closing my eyes. Nothing fancy, really. It was just as normal situations as they come. And yet, this is still how all this business started. On April 22nd, 2022, I was sitting in the metro, my own business. Then all things went to shit. Nothing fancy, nothing gained. Yet, when I closed my eyes, all movement ceased. The train stopped moving completely. I didn't feel the presence of anyone around me anymore. It was like time stood still. Maybe I was asleep. That was the likeliest explanation. I must have been really tired. But as I was drifting off, something grabbed me back. It was a voice. A girl was talking. I'd never heard that voice before, though. Was it the train announcer? No, that was an older lady. This one was a youthful voice. The girl with the pigtails at the end of the corridor, which I definitely don't know. Who was it? I could barely hear it. She repeated herself, louder this time. Listen, if you stay asleep like that, we're gonna be in trouble. Asleep? I wasn't asleep. I could hear what she was saying. Oh, we're back in the real world? We're back in the abandoned stations. Couldn't she see that? I could hear what she was saying. My body felt like lead anyway. Can't stand up just yet. So, wake up already. Are you okay? The train stopped. She was so insistent, too. Who was this girl? Never heard this voice before. As the seconds passed and my body became operational again, I felt stiff all over, as if I had been deep in sleep. Oh boy, if that's how we transitioned from, we went to the airport and back on the metro, and we suddenly just went to sleep and we just woke up in here. That's actually goddamn fucking scary. Presence of all these people, unless they are in on it. All these strangers are in on it. Oh no. Perhaps she was right. Maybe I dozed off really hard there. Hey! Wake up already! Oh. My eyes finally opened. It seemed as though I had fallen asleep, indeed. That was the origin story of how I woke up, so... Unless we're still in the train, and then... Someone moved onto the train in that. Or we woke up on the train from here. And the whole station happened, and then something happened or another. We got up, and then... we fell asleep on the couch and got amnesia from the whole thing entirely. I guess we'll find out, so I'm gonna leave this off here. I guess the game is mostly just gonna be just lots of reading, but I'm gonna be intrigued about how this goes down. This will be very interesting indeed. So, we're a fun time watching this. I'm playing this. We see you next time. That time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.